Hey, Keith here for MI Rich, and today we're talking three stocks they watched for the month of February 2020 edition. Happy belated Groundhog Day. Or is it? So, that's right, our contestants are last month's champion, Worthmore Investing, followed by Ale from Ale's World of Stocks, the Millennial Investor, and Jeremy from Financial Education. And let's not forget, BB stands for Brandon Beavis from Brandon Beavis Investing. So as we are going to move along, let's get right into it. But first, I wanted to let you know, some people have commented suggesting they might want to have more stock pick videos for me. And I thought I'd throw in, I usually talk about Jeremy's picks if he's not on the list, but because he's on the list, I'll throw in a pick that I'm looking at. This is just a stock to research. It's kind of a Mohnish Pabrai type stock. So if you stick around till later in the video, I'll discuss that as an added bonus. All right, let's move right along to week number one. All right, so after week number one, we have Brandon Beavis at 4.9%. Yes, 4.9% in 1 week. This is, again, amazing. Of course, repeatability of this is very subject. So, his picks were TAP or Molson Coors EL, which is Estee Lauder, the makeup company, and then POW, POW, Power Corp. 4.9%, not too shabby. Follow below that are 1.7 each for Ale's World and the Millennial Investor. Not too bad for 1 week returns. All right, let's move along to 1 month results. At 1 month, the results are in. That's right, and this is arguably, the champion of February last year. That is Ale from Ale's World of Stocks, 11.4%. His picks were JP Morgan Chase, Pepsi, and 2U, an online education company, I believe. So 11.4%, very, very nice. Followed by Jeremy from Financial Education and Brandon Beavis. Now this little dashed line here, if I haven't mentioned it already, that's the S&P 500. Yes, that's the S&P 500 cutoff. Everybody above that did better than the S&P. Everybody below, you can figure it out. After 1 quarter, that's right, 3 months, when companies, arguably you've gotten some new information from their quarterly reports, potentially, we have the Millennial Investor at number 1. He was at 41.8%. That's pretty good for a 3 month period. And his picks were Australian companies, Bellamy's, Afterpay, and Litigation Capital Management, I believe, which is listed, that one is listed on the London Stock Exchange. The other one's on the Australian Stock Exchange. But yeah, interesting companies, interesting picks, and very good results. Let's move along to half-year results. Here crikey, yes, we have the Millennial Investor at number 1 still, with 32.2%, followed by Jeremy from Financial Education, who was catching up a little bit there. Jeremy's picks were Whirlpool, Cruisy Doozy, or Cirrus Logic, and Eli, Callaway Golf. 22.7%, not too shabby. Everybody else was below the S&P 500 at that point, so kudos to them. Now let's move to who our 1 year champion is. For 1 year, didn't change much. The Millennial Investor is still at number 1, and his picks were at 59.1%. The best pick was Afterpay. That's kind of a service where you buy something and you pay later in installments. So that stock was up 135.8% in the year. Very, very good returns. Now, other than that, we have Jeremy at Financial Education. He was the only other one to beat the S&P. And then we didn't talk about Worthmore Investing stocks. His stocks were Take-Two Interactive, MO or Altria Group, and NRZ, which stands for New Residential Investment, I believe. So 4.8%. Not too amazing, not too horrible, but, positive, which is pretty good. And as a side note, some people who were left off the list who did really well were Positive Investing. Nick from Positive Investing, he was at 43%, I believe. Not on the list because he didn't really top out at any point in the time scale, but good honorable mention. And same with Financial Fantasy Jack. So he was at 43% as well, all about 40%. Pretty good results. So yeah, if you stuck around until now, I said I would talk about a Mohnish Pabrai type stock. And if you don't know who Mohnish Pabrai is, well, he's a famed investor for looking at stocks that are very low valuation. He specifically talks about looking for companies that are a price to earnings or PE ratio of 1, which is very, very cheap. But, or at least some kind of pseudo PE of 1. But this company that I found falls into that category, and that's why I think it's interesting to look into. Now, it's fraught with things that you probably aren't interested in. It's probably not the best company in the world, because honestly, it's a PE company of 1. There's a reason for it, and so it's definitely speculative. So I'm not saying, this is going to be a great investment, but it's something I think, I thought it was interesting to look into. And that company is Oryx Petroleum, or OXC on the Toronto Stock Exchange. That company, it's an oil company. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Oil, even Jim Cramer says oil's gone. Nobody should invest in oil anymore. And maybe it's true. I'm not saying this is going to go up. But what I am saying is this company is profitable. It's making money. It's starting to do better, starting to grow its business. And it's at a PE ratio of about 1 right now. And by the next quarter, it may be even cheaper. So, very interesting company. The reason it's down too is it's not because of the way the business has been conducted. It's because of external factors. And, that's primarily because of where it operates, which is mostly in Iraq. But it is on the Canadian Stock Exchange. It's run through Canada and through, I believe, Cyprus. So it's a bit of an interesting company. But if you want to do more research, or if you want me to talk about it, let me know in the comments below. Or if you know anything about it, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I just thought I'd throw that out there. And if you like this video, feel free to like it or subscribe. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you in the next video.